Hi, I'm Lisa Bedford, the Survival Mom, and today I have a topic that I think you will find interesting and intriguing, and I hope it's challenging to you and the way you think, as well as what you've heard from virtually every survival expert out there. Not really challenging their expertise or their wisdom or knowledge. I just want to throw out some food for thought. It is about the craziness that is OPSEC. OPSEC. Craziness. Okay? Here's how it goes. The conventional wisdom is you don't tell anybody what you're doing. You're storing your food, you have supplies, you have these secret caches all over town. You've plotted your escape from your home to your bug out location, and you have to keep it all secret. You don't tell family, maybe it's one or two chosen few. You don't say a word about it to anybody because if everything hits the fan, they're going to track you down and they're going to take what you have. Okay, flip that around and you come to one of the most common questions I get, either by email or more frequently in person if I'm attending an expo or speaking somewhere, and it's this: Lisa, will you tell me how I can get together in a survival community? Can you tell me how I can get together with people who are other preppers so we can all plan together and have a little community together? Okay, here's the craziness. The craziness! You don't trust anyone in your family enough to tell them what you're doing, right? And these are people that know you very well. They are people that you know very well. But yet, you want to track down some strangers. You don't know their backstory. You don't know what kind of baggage they come with. You don't know their financial situation. You don't know if they have a criminal record. And yet, because they call themselves a survivalist or a prepper, you want to hook up with them? That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, I would rather have my family members who are not into prepping at all. Okay, I would rather have them know what I'm doing because I know them. I know what they're like under pressure. I know what they can do. I know what some of their skills are. I know what their strengths are. And maybe they're not into preparedness, but I would trust them a whole lot more than someone who comes to a meetup group and approaches me and wants to be in a survival community with me. I'm not going to let my kids hang out with you. I don't know you. And you know what? You don't know me. OPSEC is really a concept in the military. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense in the survival world, okay? In the military, it makes complete sense. We don't want the enemy, whatever that enemy is, to know that we're moving troops from point A to point B, or that we have this battleship going into, this location out at sea. That makes sense. But how do you take OPSEC in this whole survival and preparedness realm and yet somehow align yourself with people who think like you do, who are trustworthy, who will be there for you and they have your back and you have theirs, but right now you don't even know them, you don't even know who they are, and yet you want to have a community, you want to be in a community with them? Does this make sense? I mean, does the craziness of this make sense? Okay, here is how I think of OPSEC. Here is how I think of survival communities. It's a lot like dating. It is. It's a lot like dating. Let's say that you do go to a meetup. You go to meetup.com and you type in preppers, or you type in survival, or you type in backyard chickens, or gardening, or firearms, or some topic, and you're thinking, okay, I just might, meet some people who are other preppers, and we'll have our own little idyllic survival community together, because nothing ever goes wrong with those, right? Well, it is like dating. It's like getting to know their background and, hey, tell me about your family. What do you do for a living? I mean, there is a lot, if you're smart and you're dating, there's a lot of time from the minute you talk on the phone for the first time, or you meet each other at work or on a bar or wherever, to the day you bring them home to your mom and dad, right? There's a lot that transpires. There are a lot of conversations Maybe there is some kind of a holding back and you wait and see how they're going to react in a situation, or you kind of want to see if they really are financially stable. You find out they lost their job and okay, let's see, what he or she does at this point. There's a lot of getting to know each other, and building a relationship is what this is all about. Don't get all crazy with OPSEC and think that someone who doesn't know you is going to bring you into their confidence and they're going to confide all kinds of stuff in you. But you aren't, it's crazy. It's crazy thinking. So maybe if you think of getting together with other preppers and starting to build the nucleus. I mean, you have to start somewhere, right? That first date is starting somewhere. That second date is starting somewhere. Introducing, that person to your mom and dad, that is building that nucleus. And that's what you need with a survival community. That's what you need with these connections and relationships. You need that nucleus. And so think of it as dating. Guys, yeah, you're going to have to think of it as dating if you meet some other guy on the job or whatever, and don't get too weirded out over that, but find out more about them. Find out about their family, because if you become attached to one of these people, then you are also attaching yourself, in a sense, to all of their people. What if they have a wacko teenage kid? What if they have someone like an Adam Lambert, from Sandy Hook? I mean, you don't know. And so before you give out tons of information, you do need to observe the OPSEC. I mean, this does make sense, but it's the tricky part is going from that point to the point where you have someone that trusts you and you trust them. And not just trust as in, okay, everything's hitting the fan and we're going to put our food stores together, whatever. But you trust them with your children, and they trust you with their children. And I guess my question is, if you don't trust your relatives and people that you have known for years, then it's a long journey to trust and have that kind of relationship with someone that you don't even know right now. Maybe you're hoping to run into them at an expo or something, okay? So I just wanted to talk about just getting real about the whole OPSEC thing and forming a survival community, because there's a lot of crazy talk out there. Well, okay, now we need a dentist. All right, let's go find a dentist. Well, I've known some crazy dentists in my time that I wouldn't trust with, even a teeth cleaning. So putting together, some people you trust, it's a whole lot more than a checklist. And I just wanted to throw those thought outs to you, just to think about, because OPSEC, forming that community and those bonds, it's a lot like dating. This is the Survival Mom. Catch up with me on my blog, thesurvivalmom.com. My book, Survival Mom, How to Prepare Your Family for Everyday Disasters and Worst Case Scenarios. You can get that on Amazon and some bookstores, as well as on Barnes & Noble online. I consider it to be the essential family survival guide. You're not going to learn how to make a lean-to or how to make snares, but you know what? Not many of us will ever have to know how to make snares. So anyway, catch up with me on Facebook and Twitter, Pinterest, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I will see you the next time around.